So the three various types of loops that are available in C++ are for loop, while loop, and do while loop. So for a for loop, an example is for in brackets int I equals 0, I greater than 5, I plus plus curly bracket. An example for while loop is int I equals 0, while in bracket I greater than 5, curly bracket. And then example for do while loop, int I equals 0, do curly bracket, while I greater than 5. So how the various loops work. So for a for loop is a control flow statement that allows you to repeatedly execute a block of code a specific number of times. So for example, int I equals 0, I greater than 5, I plus plus. So the block of code within the curly braces is the body of the loop. In this case, it prints the value I followed by a space. So int I equals 0 declares and initializes the loop control variable I to a starting value 0. I greater than 5 specifies the condition for continuing the loop. As long as the condition is true, the loop will execute. I plus plus determines how the loop control variable is modified after each repetition. So for while loop, it's a type of loop that allows you to repeatedly execute a block of code as long as a specified condition is true. So for example, in the code is while I is greater than 10, std, cout, quack quack, I quack quack, colon, I plus plus. So the loop is printing numbers 0 to 9. The output of the program will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I greater than 10, the loop continues executing as long as the condition is true. The block of code within the curly braces is the body of the loop. I plus plus, inside the loop, I is increased by 1 to ensure that the condition eventually becomes false, preventing an infinite loop. So for do while loop is similar to the while loop, but it ensures that the loop body is executed at least once, even if the condition is intentionally false. So for example, of the do while loop printing number 0 to 9, do std cout quack quack, I plus plus, while I greater than 10. The block of code between the do and while is the body of the loop. It prints the value I followed by a space. I plus plus inside the loop I is increased by 1. While I greater than 5, the loop continues executing as long as the condition is true. The output of the program will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how the various loops are different and when should you use them. So each loop has its own characteristics, and knowing when to use them depends on the requirements of your program. The for loop includes initialization, condition, and increasing/decreasing statements within its structure. You use for loop when the number of limitations is known and there is a clear initialization, condition, and increment. The while loop solely relies on a condition and may require direct variable initialization and update outside the loop. Use while loop when the number of repetitions is uncertain and the loop should continue based on a condition. The do while loop ensures that the loop bodies execute at least once. As the condition is checked after the first repetition, use do while when you want to ensure that the loop body is executed at least once regardless of the condition.